Hello everyone, hope you had a wonderful holidays, wonderful Christmas, or wonderful whatever you celebrate where you live. So for 2023, even though we're in 2024, I want to do a kind of like a retrospective video. I will also have a few announcements for my stream on YouTube for 2024. If you are not interested in my retrospective and you just want to know what's going to be new, check out the timestamps at the bottom and just go to the very last timestamp, right? So just a heads up, if you just want to know what's going to be new, it's going to be at the end of the video. So anyway, I'll just begin right away. So I'm going to go over YouTube and then Twitch. I'll just do them separately, even though there's a lot of like overlap. I'll still do them separately because it's just easier for me to talk about it in depth. So 2023 was a good year for me for Twitch and YouTube, of course. So let's go over YouTube first. There were good things and bad things about both. It's gonna be this video is gonna be a lot of like so it's gonna be a little bit of a rambling video, you know, brainstorm. It's gonna be all over the place. I don't really have a script. I just have very vague lines that I'm gonna talk about. So first of all, YouTube in 2023. Well, obviously I was very happy with the growth of my YouTube channel. It's a nice feeling to see that you are able to grow. Like that you're able to grow your channel and that you didn't need like, you know, like you didn't need people to constantly like post your things, or, you know, like you didn't feel like I had a cheat code, you know. It just felt like I put a work into my YouTube channel and that the work paid off and it grows, and the YouTube grows the YouTube growth is very like, at least for me, it's a very smooth line. Like there's no bumps, there's no lows, it's just like a very smooth gradual increase every month. So I believe at the moment I have 3 or 4k subscribers on my YouTube. I was able to get my YouTube partner, in fact, after getting 1k. So yes, in 2023 I was very happy to see my growth. Now in 2024 I would still, you know, having growth is always nice, but I will talk more about growth in general later. So second point is my channel is much cleaner and I like it. So what I mean by this is if you've been there for a while on my YouTube channel, I used to just have videos all over the place, no thumbnails, no timestamps, like multiple games, but like no playlist, you know, like there was like no order, it was chaos. And this year, one of my challenge was to just make it look more professional, and I did. It still, you know, it still doesn't look like, you know, it's not like very professional. It's much cleaner. It's much more organized. And my life is not organized. So like the fact that my YouTube is organized is a very nice thing. A big thanks to my friend for that. I pay my friend a few dollars every video, and he just does the timestamps for me. It saves me hell of time. But yeah, the thumbnails is probably my favorite thing that I did this year. This year I really tried to like put in effort in my thumbnails. I like them, you know, they're not perfect, they have some issues, but I like them way more than I did without thumbnails. It's basically also an excuse for me to do some GPOs in the game, so that is nice. Another thing in 2023 is my comments have been positive 99% of the time. Honestly, I wrote 99%, it's probably more like 99.8%. I can't even recall a bad comment, ever. So, you know, I know a lot of YouTubes, they say like, oh, the YouTube comments are so bad, but at least for my stuff, I haven't really seen that. Like maybe that's a thing that just like happens when you have more, you know, maybe once you have like 10k, 100k subscribers, that it's more of a thing. But at least for my size and my content, there's been no issue in 2023. So like, I don't know. So like, I don't know if it's a thing I did correctly, or if it's just like, you know, it's just luck that happens to be this way, but I would hope that it remains like that for 2024. Because people don't realize, but bad comments, they chip away at content creator. Not everyone has the same like thickness of their hide, right? Like some people, they'll take bad comments worse than others. Personally, I don't think I would be bothered too much. I'm not inviting you to post bad comments, but it's nice I don't have to deal with that, at least at the moment. Okay, so other things about this is more going to be about the logistics, right? There's, you know, ads and all that. So for YouTube in 2023, I actually started generating a small income from it. Because once I reach my what's it called, partner. Once I reach my YouTube partner, it lets you enable ads, and I did. The way my ads work at the moment is I have ads at the beginning of the video, skippable ads. No, I think it's unskippable and skippable ads at the beginning of the video. I have toyed with the idea of having mid-rolls. Mid-rolls means like ads in the middle of the video. I don't know yet though if I wanna have this. Like it's on the table, but I don't know. The thing that I like about YouTube ads is, and don't worry, I have a lot to say about ads for Twitch, but I'm gonna separate the two. Things I like about the YouTube ads is that they are very customizable. Ad blocker works against it. So like if someone they really can't stand ads, they can always block them. At least they still work at this moment. I've seen that YouTube has been trying things to remove them, but at this moment they still work. I use AdBlock myself, by the way, so if you use AdBlock, I hold nothing against you. Go for it. And yeah, the ads, I just like the ads more on YouTube because you can skip them, right? They're not as long as Twitch, and you can also like you can decide where to place them if you place mid-rolls. There's a bunch of things you can enable and disable for them, so I'm a big fan. So anyway, with that, I make at the moment I made about $60 like 60 Canadian dollar per month on YouTube. So it's not a lot of money, right? It's pretty small, but it is nice because it's a small bit of income, and it's very consistent on YouTube, right? Like on YouTube, I pretty much make like $60 every month, and it's like it slowly increases over time. It's a very low effort income, and I enjoyed that greatly. So for 2023, I was happy. I was glad that I kind of like gave it a go to try and make money off my YouTube a little more. And in 2024, I don't intend to change anything about it. Sponsorships. So this is more. Sorry, this is more of like under the table, right? Well, not under the table, but it's more of a thing that I have to worry about than you guys. So I get a lot of sponsorship offers because once you reach a certain amount of like viewership on Twitch and YouTube, then people they really start pestering you about ads. Sorry, not ads, sponsorships. So I've received a lot of sponsorship for YouTube specifically. At the moment, I still decline every YouTube sponsorship, and the reason I do is because the YouTube sponsorships, they're more permanent, right? Like a Twitch sponsorship, I do it and it's over. But a YouTube sponsorship is if they ask me to make a video, like once it's there, you know, like it's there forever. So there's like a bigger, how would I put it? I feel like on YouTube, if someone wants me to sponsor them, they have to prove to me that they're a good company more. Like, not to say that I would sponsor bad things on Twitch, but like if it's on YouTube, I gotta make sure that it's something like, you know, a good product. Also, I have to make sure that they pay a good amount of money for it because I don't want to sell out my YouTube for like pennies, right? I'm not gonna sell out my YouTube like an entire video for like $200, for example. That's just not enough for me. So at the moment, I still decline every sponsorship ad on YouTube. This could change in the future. I mean, this could change. I just need like if someone ever contacts me and they have like a good deal and it's a product that actually like I would be comfortable endorsing, then yeah, I would do it. But at the moment, there's still this has still never happened. So it is just the way it is. Another thing in 2023 that I'm very glad I tried out is I still can't edit videos very well, but at least I can do the bare minimum, which is basically like cutting the beginning, you know, cutting the end, cutting like breaks, cutting parts where there's nothing happening. I've learned to do this, which is like a massive improvement over 2022 and before, where I just did not know how to do it. So I just upload VODs on YouTube and the whole thing. And then, like, for example, let's say I was doing even like videos that are not VODs, right? Like, let's say I was recording a video, and then I would be talking for like 30 minutes. Then if in that 30 minutes I did a mistake, I would just record the whole thing again. So I'm very glad I'm beyond that now. And now I can actually like, you know, cut parts, add parts together. I would like to get better at doing editing, which basically means I need to just put time into it. It's probably something I might explore in 2024, because especially it kind of goes hand in hand with this point, which is that I would love to make more guide content in 2023. I just like making guide content, like on YouTube. It's because a guide, man, it's so like I use guides all the time, right? All the games I play, I use guide. I'll check out guides, you know, like best strategy and all that. I'm a big guide consumer, so I'd like to dip my toes more into that content. But also, I'd like to make real guides, not just like VODs where I'm giving like a lot of explanations. I'd like to make actual guides someday. So you know, I'm not swearing that I'll do it in 2024, but it's something I would like to explore. Another kind of video I learned that I love to make in 2023, that one surprises me, is I learned that I love making like tall to the camera videos, such as this one I'm doing right now. I just like talking to like a camera and you know, like no script, just a bit like more theoretical, I guess, but less funny. So, you know, just like boot up the recording, talk for like 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, and then close it. And then just like, you know, just post it. I love making tier lists specifically. Like, I just like making tier lists. I like watching tier lists as well. I think it's one of my favorite kind of content to watch. Also, these kind of videos just, they do well. They do better than my actual VOD. So it's like, there's a lot of incentive for me to do more videos like that. That's something I would like to explore more in 2024 as well. Especially maybe doing things that are not Deep Dungeon only. Maybe other games or like, I don't know, like, not really React content, but like maybe like talking about things that have to do with games, but are not like specifically playing the game. Something else that I did with the VODs and all that is it's a bit like with the editing, is that I started recording my VODs on Twitch, and then when I have the recording, I do like things I need to do on it, and then I post it on YouTube. This is something I started doing in 2023, and it's way better than the way I used to do things. The way I used to do things is I would not record. I would stream on Twitch, and then after my stream, I would go on Twitch, and then you can do like a button that's called export to YouTube. And then I would just do that button, and that was it, right? The big issue with that, though, is that the quality really tanked. Just quality on Twitch sucks, but quality on YouTube can be really high. So by doing what I did before, I would basically be putting like lower quality content on YouTube, like lower quality as in like the physical quality, the actual bitrate and all that. So now that I've upgraded to that recording setup, it's very nice because I'm able to put like videos on YouTube that they're not blurry, right? They're not like, they're much higher quality, and I'm a big fan of that. Because like again, YouTube, like a YouTube video is there forever. A Twitch stream is like, it's there for 2 months and it's gone, right? So I would much rather than my stuff when it gets put on YouTube is at a higher quality. Now, something that doesn't have anything to do with the stream at all, but I just put it there because I want to ramble about it, is I really need more storage space for 2024. I have like I'd say I have about 1 terabyte of space spare right now, like of free space. And basically, like if I do one stream, like if I do a 8-hour stream, it's basically like, it's 300 to 500 gigabyte. So like it means that whenever I stream, I have to basically edit the video before my next stream almost, which makes it very annoying. So I would probably buy myself like, I would probably get I don't know, 2 terabytes of extra storage space this year, and it would make this entire process way better. Because I've had to delete VODs. There's like, especially other games, like I've played other games that I wanted to put on YouTube, but then because it was kind of like conflicting with my Deep Dungeon like recordings, I had to delete the other games to make space, and I would just prefer to keep everything. So a few other things for YouTube in 2023. Splitting, I did a thing at the beginning of the year, I think, or maybe it was late 2022, but honestly, like 2022 and 2023 are kind of like the same block in my head, because I didn't really do a retrospective for 2022, so it's like a big blurry like block in my head, right? So anyway, I split the Deep Dungeon content from my YouTube channel from other game content. This is a decision that I did not like. I didn't do this like on a whim. I actually thought about it. I thought about it with other content creators, and then I decided that I would split my content because that this was what most people recommended. And to be fair, it's probably good for the YouTube algorithm. Like, because it's better if I have like all my Deep Dungeon content on this channel and then all my gaming content on another channel, because the gaming content will pull a lot less views, of course. And then YouTube, they don't like that. Like if they see that your videos don't really pull views, they'll show your stuff less to people. And so it's probably better for the algorithm to do this. Like, you know, I have a gaming channel and then a deep dungeon channel. However, it's like way too much effort for my taste. It's not, I feel like it's kind of cumbersome having 2 YouTube channels to manage, right? Because then I have to like make sure I'm on the right one. They have like different settings. I just switch between emails. It's a pain in the ass. So it's something that in 2024, I think I will, well, not I think, I will talk more about my changes in 2024, but this is a thing that is going to change for the next year. Well, this year, because we are already in 2024. This also, like, this kind of goes into my... I have a lot of issues with Twitch I'm going to talk about after. This is... And YouTube does not really have this issue much, but this is one of them. This is an issue where I try to copy, I think, other content creators a little too much, instead of doing what I actually want to do. And this is one of these things that I kind of... As I did it, I kind of knew it wasn't, like, going to be sustainable. And I was right, because it was too much effort for my taste. And the last thing I did for YouTube this year, well, at least the last thing I want to talk about, is I started streaming on YouTube. It's kind of experimental. Basically, you can Twitch, they allow you to stream on 2 platforms or more at the same time now. So I started doing basically Twitch plus YouTube streams at the same time. It's been nice. One thing that blows a little bit about it, though, is that Twitch doesn't let you show the chat of YouTube on the stream or the stream output, right? So basically, like, let's say I'm streaming and there's the chat on my stream. It's the Twitch chatters. Then let's say someone asks a question on YouTube, and then I answered this person. Well, if someone watches the VOD later, they don't have the context. Like, they don't have the written question on the chat, right? It's like I'm answering basically. As far as they're concerned, I'm answering like a ghost person, someone in my head. So that is annoying. That bothers me. That probably bothers me more than it bothers a viewer, but it bothers me nonetheless. Another thing that like the fact that I can stream on 2 platforms at once is cool. In fact, if I had to choose between like streaming on YouTube and Twitch, and like my whole community carried over, I would probably stream on YouTube over Twitch. However, I'm bigger on Twitch, right, for the streaming thing, so it's what I do by default. So like the thing that sucks about streaming on 2 places at the same time is that it makes the setup more a lot more effort for the setup, right? Because I need like 2 chats. I need like to keep track of my subs on YouTube, my subs on Twitch in real time, and then I need to keep track of my Twitch channel redeems. But then on YouTube, I still like, so basically. I have like an entire monitor that just is full of chats and like places I have to look during my stream. I'm sure that setup can be optimized, but I'm still not in a happy like spot with it. So in 2024, I would still like to stream on both Twitch and YouTube at the same time, but I need to optimize my I gotta optimize my setup basically for just this whole thing, because it's a little bit too much trouble to get everything like comfortable right now. Alright, so that's it for my YouTube retrospective. Like I said, there's going to be some overlap between Twitch and YouTube, but let's start with the Twitch now. So my Twitch retrospective for 2023. First of all, exactly like YouTube, I'm very happy with my growth on Twitch. Sorry, again, it's the same thing. I feel I'm proud of myself for growing my channel, and, you know, like just... I say with no cheat code, it's really the way I feel. It was just like a very, you know, honest grow. The Eureka Orthos boost was great. A lot of fun as well. I pulled massive numbers during that, and then after that it kind of went back to like more regular numbers. The growth on Twitch is very bursty. It's like some days I'll get like, I don't know, like 175 viewers, and then the day after with nothing different, I'll get like 100 viewers, right? It's very up and down. But it is a growth nonetheless, right? It is a line that is like as high highs, low lows, but it is like on average it is going up. And like I said, I will talk more about growth later. It's not important for me to grow, as I know it's kind of like a weird thing to say as a content creator. It's not important for me to grow, but it is nice to grow. Like, it is nice to see that I'm able to grow my community, if that made sense. Another thing about Twitch, and it's the same as YouTube, is my chat is just way too nice. It's same as YouTube, right? It's like people always say, "Oh, Twitch chat's bad. Twitch chat's bad." Well, like at least on my end, I haven't seen that at all. Even during my peak at EO, where I had like 500 plus viewers, the chat was still like no one was toxic. I haven't even banned anyone that wasn't a bot ever, which is surprising. Like I can remember a few rude people, but like it wasn't like ban worthy, right? Like, I think the worst I've gotten is like, oh, VTubing cringe. And that's like, sure, fair. Like, it doesn't bother me enough to ban you or anything. So, you know, going to 2024, I would hope that it remains the same. Well, yeah, I mean, I hope it remains the same. It's the same as YouTube. I don't know if it's because I'm doing something correctly, if it's just luck. I do feel like on Twitch, though, more than YouTube, I feel like on Twitch, your chat is a reflection of yourself more. So I do think it's because I'm not really toxic as a streamer that people, they're not really toxic in my chat, right? I think if I was more of a bad dude, a bad guy, just like trashing everyone, then probably the chat will reflect that more. So I just hope in 2024 this can remain the same. Another thing that was great this year for Twitch, it's kind of true for YouTube too, but it's more like apparent on Twitch, is my streaming, like my physical setup for streaming became much more comfortable. So like, you know, my microphone used to be in awkward spots, my headset, like I used to use no headset, and then, you know, like the whole, I had to like ask myself if I was streaming with a webcam every day. And then this year I really, and by this year I mean last year because we're in the new year, but you know what I mean, right? In 2023, I just optimize everything way more. So my microphone is in a spot. It takes me like 5 seconds to pull it down. My headset is like on a little stand on my left. I just take it, press the button, and it's a 5-second setup as well. My webcam is basically, I just stream it with VTube Studio now, which is an amazing app, by the way. Highly recommend if you ever want to like VTube. Like VTubing took me like 50 minutes to set up, and then now it takes me like 20 seconds to start to boot it up, right? It's like if I start streaming, I can set up the whole thing in like a minute. Not true anymore with the restreaming, but I already thought about that. But like the physical setup takes me like a minute. Like from the moment I sit on my chair to the moment where I'm ready to physically stream, it takes me a minute, and that's just really nice. Because the less walls there's in my way, the more I want to stream. Like if the setup took me like 10 minutes, then some days I'd wake up and I'd be like, I want to stream, but I don't really want to waste 10 minutes setting it up, you know, because it's just annoying. So I'm very happy that with my setup in 2024, like for my physical setup, I really can't think of much more I would want. Like a stream deck would be nice. That's really the only thing I can think of. Everything else, I'm happy with it at the moment. All right, so Twitch income. I thought a little bit about my YouTube income. Now, if you're curious about my Twitch income, at the moment, as of early 2024, I make about 160 Canadian per month with subs and ads. That's like with my current schedule, which is 2 days a week of streaming, and like probably an extra day here and there. So it's $160 for, I don't know, like 20, like I don't know, 15 to 20 hours of work per week. So it's like, you know, it's a nice income as well as YouTube. However, it's a lot more effort than YouTube. I say this as a bad thing. It is. I don't think it's a bad thing if Twitch is your job, because, you know, put a lot of effort, get money back. But if Twitch is not your job, I'm not a fan of having to do a lot of work for basically like. I say a lot of work, right? Like if I want to explain this more, I mean more like, you know, on my YouTube, it's kind of like self-sustaining, right? I record or put a VOD, then I do the fun things, which are like a thumbnail, and then I just post it and it's out, right? And then I read the comments and all that. On Twitch, it's like I have to do a lot of things that have nothing to do with the content itself, right? Like I have to like configure my ads. I have to like basically like do the whole like OBS setup. I have to make sure like, you know, change the titles, update all the information. Ads is the big thing though. I say it's all of effort. I mostly mean ads. And don't worry, I will be talking about ads a lot. So, you know, I enjoy the money I get from my Twitch. It's still not a lot of money, but it is money nonetheless. About 160 Canadian, like I said. And it's nice. But going to 2024, I would say that I don't really care if that number goes up or down. For my YouTube, I'd like if I made a little more money. For my Twitch, it's really not a priority for me in 2024. And we will talk about this a lot because the next section I want to talk about is ads. Man, ads on Twitch. I mean, I've never liked ads, right? Like, as a viewer, a consumer of internet content, I've always hated ads. So if you're curious, ads are about 50% of my income on Twitch. So I said I made 160 Canadian per month with subs and ads. Ads is, at the moment, with my current settings, is about $80 per month that it generates me, right? It's like a very... It goes up and down, depends on my viewership. Like, some months it'll be $50, some months it'll be like $120. It's kind of like... But on average, it's 80. Now, so like I said, I hate Twitch ads. I think they're very intrusive. And it's a lot worse when you're live streaming because... It's a lot worse when you're live streaming because it's not like the people are gonna pause the video and then they're gonna come back, or like they're gonna let the ad run, and then when it's over, it'll start right away from where they left off, right? Like they'll actually miss 2 minutes of content or 3 minutes or whatever. But anyway, to talk more about ads, I have to explain what pre-roll and mid-roll are, because it's very like, if you're a streamer, you probably know what it means, but if you're not a streamer, you probably have no idea what that means. So a pre-roll ad on Twitch is, you know, when you click on a stream, you'll get an ad. That's a pre-roll. That's an ad you get served before you watch the content. Okay, and then there's a mid-roll. A mid-roll is an ad. Like, if you're watching a stream, you've been watching my stream for 30 minutes, and suddenly there's an ad, that's a mid-roll. So these are the two kinds of ad. And you cannot skip either of them. On YouTube, you can. On Twitch, you cannot. So why am I explaining what the difference is between the two? Is because mid-rolls, if you run a mid-roll ad, you remove pre-rolls from your stream for an hour. I think the exact values is, if you run a 3-minute ad during an hour, then during that hour, no one will get a pre-roll, which means that anyone that clicks on my stream will not get an ad. Now that's great for like, that's great for like people that, for basically getting new people to join in, but that sucks for the people that are watching in the moment. And then the other reason you might want to run mid-rolls is because you generate way more money from ads if you do that. In fact, so at the beginning of the year of 2023, I had just no mid-rolls. So I had I looked at my analytics, right? Because I had a similar viewership. And then a few months ago, I toggled mid-rolls to see what it was like, and then I compared the revenue. I can tell you in my case that if I run mid-rolls, it makes me about 5 times more money from ads than if I don't have them. So 5 times, like if I don't have them, I make about $15 from ads per month, and if I do have them, I make about $80. So it's like a significant increase. However, keeping track of mid-rolls is extremely stressful. By this, I mean, you know, we're all different streamers. Like, there's a lot of different streamers out there. Some people, they don't care about the same things. Some people don't, you know, have the same values. In my case, having mid-rolls on my stream is extremely stressful, because here's the thing. So man, there's a lot of layers to this. It's hard to explain everything in this video. So mid-rolls, you can run them manually. Like, I can click a button and run the mid-roll myself. But if I want to make the 5-time money thing, I have to make it so that Twitch automatically runs the mid-rolls. So I basically have to tell Twitch, okay, every 20 minutes, run a minute ad on my stream. Well, in my case, it's set up differently. In my case, I tell Twitch, okay, every 30 minutes, run a 1 minute 30-second ad. So it'll do that. So and the only thing I can do is I can run an ad myself. I can run a mid-roll myself. And if I do, then it'll like disable the automatic ad for 30 minutes, right? But it means that if I don't run it, like let's say there's an hour where I don't run an ad, Twitch will run an ad on my content. Like I can't like stop it. So it will happen. So this has been like extremely stressful for me as a streamer, because at the best I can do is I can tell Twitch to tell me when an ad is coming in 1 minute, for example. So I'll tell Twitch, okay, tell me when you're gonna run an ad. And then I'm streaming, right, playing my game, and then suddenly Twitch tells me, oh, there's an ad in 1 minute. So then I can convey that information in my stream, right? I'll tell my stream, oh, by the way, guys, there's an ad in 1 minute. Sounds great, right? But then the thing is, for like that entire minute, and then let's say the 2 minutes after, I have to worry very much about who I'm replying to, because I'm scared they're gonna get an ad and they're gonna get cut off by the ad. And that's like, I know what you're gonna think. Oh, but it's motivation for people to sub to you because then they don't want an ad. Like, sure, but I don't care. Like, I think it's scummy. It's scummy behavior to do something like that. And so I hate it. Like, even if I run a stream with ads and like 5 people sub to me today for this reason, like the day that I have ads, I don't really see it as a win. I see it more like I see it like scummy behavior. At least it feels like scummy behavior to me. So that's something that I tried out in 2023, and I can guarantee you will change. I will talk more about this at the end of the video. Ads just have to change. Like it's just the way I run things at the moment. I'm very unhappy with it. Like I think I might have a different mindset if Twitch was my job. However, Twitch is not my job, so I see no reason to make the experience worse for like $60 per month. In fact, even if it made me $200 per month, I still would not really want to do it, right? It'd have to be a natural job, because then if it's a natural job, I wouldn't feel bad. I would not feel bad telling my viewers like, oh, by the way, I know the ads are annoying, but you know, it pays, it put food on my table. But if I'm just doing it for like a small, like, you know, side income, there's no point, in my opinion, to make it worse for the viewer. Alright, so that's the whole ad thing. I will be talking about ads more at the end of the video when I talk about things I want to change in 2024. So subs and donation, I kind of bundle these two together. I like this system, pretty happy with it. I like the whole, I very much like the whole like sub to the content creator, and then you get their emotes, and then you can use their emotes everywhere. It's kind of nice, right? It's a nice system. Now, if I could make every emote free, would I do it? I would probably do it. But I don't dislike the way it is right now either, right? I get a little bit of money. It makes me feel like people want to support me when they sub. I guess that's another thing I don't like about ads. Go back on ads. Ads does not feel like people are supporting me. Ads feel like I'm forcing people to support me. Subs and donations is the total opposite. Like they gave me a sub or a donation, it feels like they are supporting me out of their goodwill, right? Like it's not like I force them. Like I guess at most, maybe someone subs just because they want the emotes. But like if they really wanted the emotes, they could just put them on their Twitch channel, I guess, right? Like I wouldn't really go like after them if they did that. Anyway, so yeah, it's a sub and donation. I like the way this works. I have no intention of adding things like Throne, by the way, or like any like extra points of donation, because I don't see a point. Like even if I had a Throne account and then you could buy me a graphic card on my Throne account, like that's nice. But I mean, the way I see it, like you could. Like, if you really wanted me to have a lot of money, you could donate me a lot of money. So I don't see any point in having these additional things. Like, maybe having them drives people to donate more. But like I said, I don't really care too much about monetizing the stream more than it needs to be. It's a bonus, right? It's a bonus thing. There's one exception to this, is merch. I might consider having merch in the future, in 2024, maybe even. The only reason I haven't really went forward with that is because I don't know how it works. I don't know how it works to have merch. But it's something I would not dislike. Even if like not a lot of people bought it, it'd be nice to just have like, I don't know, like a thin mouse pad or a thin like coffee cup or something, right? That's like very, very simple products, but I could have a picture that commission on it or something. That's something on the table. I would not dislike that. And it's not really for the money. Like, of course, it's nice if my merch makes me money, but like, even if I had a merch and Like, I don't know, let me put it that way. Even if I had merch and it cost me $20, like it lost me $20 per month, I still would not really find it a loss. It'd just be cool to have merch at all, right? So that's something that's on the table for me. One last thing about sub donation. This is gonna be more of like a rambling, maybe almost like a self-reflection. Something I realized in 2023 is it's very easy to be sensitive about your sub numbers when you're comparing to people. I did not realize this, man. Like, this line, I don't even know. Like, initially I did not want to talk about this in this video because it's a little bit more personal. But I think it's important, like maybe because you're a streamer yourself, or like you wonder how people they start, like, because you know sometimes you hear about people, they're like, you hear people are like they're disappointed with their sub numbers, and maybe you think it's a selfish thing or kind of like an asshole thing because they're like, oh, they don't like the support they get. And maybe it is sometimes, but I can offer you another point of view about this. There was a time during this year where I think it happened right after the EO boost, right? So I got the Eureka Orthos boost, a lot of viewers, right? And then it made me feel like I had it kind of like empowered my streaming, like I don't know, persona, let's say. And then it made me feel like, oh, maybe I should like try to be more like a real streamer, right? And then I started doing things that I think you should do as a streamer. And one of these, and then by doing this, I started comparing myself to others a little bit more. And then specifically when the Twitch recap came out, it put me in a unhappy place, because then I would be like, okay, I have like 75 average viewer count. I have like 50 sub or so, 40 or 50 sub usually. And then I would see other people, other streamers, same viewer count as me, right? I'd see other streamers with like 75 viewers as well. But then they'd have like 500 subs. And then I don't want to make it sound like it's not that I thought it was the viewer's fault. I thought it was my fault, because I'm comparing myself to that, like these people, and I'm like, wow, this person, like, they have as many viewers as me, but they have like 10 times the amount of subs. So they probably have like, they probably have like 10 times the amount of donations. They have probably like a lot more going on. And I'm like, it made me ask myself, like, am I a bad streamer? Like, because you might think it's just a jealousy thing where I'm like, oh, they're making so much money, I'm jealous. It's not. It's really not that. It's more like, it made me ask myself, am I a bad streamer because I don't pull the same numbers? Like, is it because my content is boring? Like, is it because people they don't really, like, they just keep my tab open and they don't care? Or is it because people, like, I don't know. Like, I still don't know why the numbers are so different between different streamers. Like, I think part of it is because some people they incentivize more subs, right? Like, people, they'll have like, oh, if you sub like 50, like, if I get 50 subs this month, I'll eat a sock. Or like, if I get 100 subs, I'll draw something funny or something, right? And donations is like, oh, well, I have TTS enabled. Like, maybe someone has TTS enabled, so like it's funny to donate, like, have the rebel lady say bad words, or I don't know. I still don't know, but I don't want to compare myself anymore to others in 2024. And this kind of goes into a bigger point, but I will touch on this point after I talk about sponsorships and brands later. But it's unhealthy to compare yourself to other streamers. Like, maybe it's healthy if you're like if it's your job, like, because you want to generate more income. But I think if you're streaming for fun, it is one of the worst things you can do on Twitch is compare yourself to others, because everyone has just different things going on. Like, everyone has different setups, different goals, right? Like, it's just pointless, and it's something I will not be doing into 2024. So now I'm gonna talk about sponsorships a little bit. It's kind of similar to YouTube. However, I think sponsorships on Twitch have they're more likely to be enjoyable for both the viewer and the streamer. For example, when I did my HelloFresh sponsorship, I had a great time. I think my setup was maybe a little scuffed for the viewers, I had a great time though. I like cooking the bots, and I think it was kind of fun to watch as well. So like, and if you're curious what kind of money sponsorships make, by the way, my HelloFresh, I only have one example. I've had multiple sponsorship offers, but I've only done one. It was HelloFresh. HelloFresh, they gave me $480 Canadian, and the requirements were basically buy the bots online on stream, and then have a widget for your 2 net streams, and then open the bots on stream. I did not need to cook it. I just cooked it because it was fun, but I only had to open it. So it was like if you want to know how much money you made from sponsorships, I basically made $480 for 2 hours of work. $480 at my current numbers is like it's 3 months of streaming. So I made as much as 3 months of streaming, which is probably like, I don't know, over 200 hours of work. I made that in 2 hours. So if you're ever curious why people they take sponsorships, that's why. And I'm not even that big of a streamer, right? So you can imagine how crazy it gets when people have thousands of viewers. So anyway, I think there is opportunity for enjoyable sponsorships, such as HelloFresh. I would not mind doing HelloFresh again, for example. However, the sponsorship world is cutthroat as hell. This is all points I realized in 2023, by the way. Like, sponsorships have been a thing since forever, but I only started getting them in 2023. Because 2023 is when I got my partner on Twitch. Which was a big goal of mine. And once you get partner, it's kind of when people start approaching you about sponsorships. But yeah, the sponsorship world is cutthroat. Like you get spammed by all kind of people. Like, you have to make sure, like, you have to, like, always date, make sure it's a real one, not a scam. Like, you have to make sure you get paid. You gotta, like, set up everything. You gotta get into Discord calls with them. Like, you gotta keep tabs. It's kind of a pain to, like, just manage everything. Another thing is a lot of recruiters. I'm sorry if you're a recruiter. I am not saying you are, but a lot of them are annoying as hell. They contact you. They're, like, very unclear. You know, it's never clear in the first message what they want you to do exactly, because I guess they want you to get back at them, and then there's, like, discussion going on, right? They spam you as hell. Like, I've had multiple people that they offer me something and I'm not interested and I decline. Or I just don't reply, and then they'll keep pestering you over and over until they get, like, an answer, or until, sometimes it's until you explain why you decline. Very annoying, personally. Like, I've definitely had sponsorships where I was kind of like, I was gonna do it, but then they were annoying me, so I just stopped. Like, I just said, okay, never mind. I'm buzzy, actually, because it's, you know, it's just like, even, it's not like, yes, the money's good, but, you know, there's a point where it's too annoying, even with the money. Another thing about sponsorships is a lot of products are sus. That's probably the biggest thing I realized about sponsorships in 2023. It's, man, a lot of products I'm asked to sponsor are sus. Like, what I do most of the time, as soon as I get a sponsorship offer, even before I decline, the first thing I always do is I'll go on Google and I'll just type the product and I'll be like, review. I'll check, like, the reviews of the product. Not most, but a lot of them, like, have trash reviews. And then, you know, then once something has a trash review, I kind of dig deeper and see, like, what's the problem with it. Lots of scummy things like, oh, the payment plan, like, siphons your money without asking you to unsubscribe, or, like, oh, the free month actually, like, drains your, like, actually takes money, or like, oh, customer support is really ass, you know, like, lots of, or the product itself is very, like, weird and sus. I did not realize until I had the sponsorships how many products suck. In fact, it made me more, I think it made me a little more judgmental of people that just accept every sponsorship, because, like, the money is good, but, like there's a lot of things that I would not feel comfortable endorsing. Like, of course, like, everyone has values until, like, there's a big enough money pouch. Like, but still, there's, like, I guess it depends on your size. I think for people of my size, or, like, people that, let me rephrase. I guess for people that don't really make Twitch their job, I think there's a lot of sponsorships you should decline because, like, yeah, I can't really see myself endorsing terrible products. Like it's different if it's the company as that drama, right? Like, oh, this company said something bad on Twitter, and then it's like, it's not the same as what I mean. What I mean is more like when the product sucks, you know, like, and it also depends what the sponsorship is, because like, if a product is not good, but then they only ask you to review it, and then they, you know, there's no clause that's like, oh, you must only say good things, then okay, you know, I'll do a sponsorship and I'll review your product and I'll be honest. But like a lot of the times, well, a lot of times what you're gonna notice is that if the product sucks, like as in if the reviews are bad, a lot of the times they don't let you say bad things about it in like their requirements, right? So, you know, they know. Usually if the product's good, like for example, HelloFresh had no, like there was nothing in documents that told me I had only to say good things about it. And the reason for that is because they know that the product's good. So that's why, right? Like, but if they know the product's bad, then they usually have clauses that say like, you can't trash our product too much. At least that was my experience. I received probably like this year, 2023, I probably received like 15 sponsorship offers in total. And also a little side thing about sponsorships is I wish I received more game sponsorship, but for some reason, it's never games, man. Like it's always products that are not games. I don't know why the people they don't sponsor for games, but I guess it's because for games it's because a lot of the time the content creator will ask for keys, right? I haven't really done that. That's something I would not mind doing in 2024. I would not mind doing game sponsorships. My only requirement for games is that they don't ask me to lie about it, right? Like as long as I can review it honestly, then I have no issue with it. So anyway, for 2024, basically for TLDR for sponsorships is that oh yeah, there's one last thing I want to talk about sponsorship. That's probably the biggest thing, in fact. It makes me stress about the numbers on my stream, which is very annoying. So a lot of sponsorships, they'll contact you, and it's like, it's all about your concurrent viewer count, average concurrent viewer count. So like, for example, if you have an average of 75, then like a bunch of sponsorships will approach you. Then once you have like 125 average, then a lot of different sponsorships will approach you, and they all have different, like, you know, thresholds of like they pay you different money. It has happened often though that for example, I have like someone contacts me, and then I'll contact them back, and then they'll be like, oh, actually your average viewer count dipped below 75, so like, can you get back at me when it goes above again? It's I just hate stressing about the numbers. One of the reasons I was really happy when I received my Twitch partner is because I did not have to stress about numbers anymore. But then sponsorships kind of make me feel like I have to stress about them again. And so a change I want to do in 2024, specifically for sponsorships, is I don't want to care about the numbers anymore. Very simple. If someone wants me to sponsor something, they'll ask me, and I'll say like sure or no, and that's it. Like there'll be no more like I will not. I don't want people to contact me and then make me feel like I need to hit specific numbers for like specific offers. I'm done with this in 2024. I will just accept the sponsorships if they come my way, and if it doesn't work out, I'll just decline them, and that'll be it. Another thing, my brand in my brand in 2023. So I don't really have a brand, right? That's the thing. It's more of a small point. My branding on my stream is very minimal. I don't really have like, you know, even the VTuber guy you see on the screen right now, it's not even like it's not like commissioned him. It's I bought him for like $20 on the Boot website. You know what? It's funny because at the beginning of the year, I really wanted to commission my own VTuber avatar. I want to basically brand myself more, but I kind of like slowly over the year, it kind of became less important to me, and now at this point, it's not really something I think about. Like the closest thing I have to a brand is my Discord, but my Discord's nice because I can make announcements on it. So that's why I use it for. And I chat in it sometimes, but it's like having a brand is not really important to me. I've realized it this year. Like, it's probably more important if you're, more of an entertainer kind of streamer. But me, I'm just a guy playing video games, so it's not important to me. So like going to 2024, it's not something I'm going to explore at all. I don't really care about branding my stream. I just want to have cool emotes, cool viewing experience, and that's pretty much it. Now, to be fair, if I did ever have merch, I kind of need a brand for like merch. But no, I don't need a brand, but like it'd be nice if I had a brand for merch, because then I could have I could slap on a picture associated to me. Kind of the same when I did podcasts. But by the way, funny story. This I did some podcasts and some podcasts basically. I also did an interview this year in 2023. It's funny because when they asked me which picture do you want to use for your interview, I was like, I have no idea, dude. Like, I don't have any brand, so I just told them put my emote, put my fin, my little icon I got on my Twitch for my interview, and they did. But then midway through the interview, when they edited it out, they actually put my VTuber instead, because I guess my brand is so like weak that in the middle of the editing, they started using my VTuber instead, just because they didn't even think about it that much, right? So that's how weak my brand is. But it's fine. I don't mind having a weak brand. Like, it's just not something I care about too much. Okay, and the last thing, not the last thing for Twitch, but the last thing is kind of like that big overarching, I guess, like kind of like doing streaming things that have nothing to do with games, is networking. So I am involved in the Deep Dungeon community. I've been involved since like 2021 or so. I would say 2023 is when I really, my Twitch really blew up, but I've been involved in the Deep Dungeon community for a while. However, like, I almost never collab or do things with other content creators. This is something I did not realize either until 2023. I only started realizing this when I started comparing myself to other content creators. I'd say it's on the table, but it's not really, I don't really think about it too much. Like, I would do more like kind of networking stuff if people ask me and I want to do it, but I don't really reach it out. It doesn't interest me too much. I'm just more of a lone wolf, right? Like, I'm very much a lone wolf, kind of solo. I play games alone. I also like streaming alone. I like doing things on my own, on my time. And yeah, that's just the way I like to do things. So it's not a high priority. It'll happen if it happens for 2024, but it's not something that I seek out. So a lot of the previous points I talked about, they have like there's one big issue out in 2023, and I talked about it a little bit, and I think this happened because of the Eureka Orthos boost, which was I don't know, like almost a year ago. It was like beginning of 2023, I think. So like, once I got that big boost, I was like, okay, I'm gonna start being like a real streamer. I'm gonna like fix up my shit. I'm gonna like act more like a real streamer. And so then I started comparing myself to others, content creator, and then I started doing ads differently. Started do like seeing subs and donations differently. Started seeing sponsorships differently, and start seeing my brand differently. And I think my biggest mistake in 2023 is I forgot that it's not my job. Does that make sense? I forgot it's not, like, I don't have to have annoying ads because it's not my job. I don't have to care about subs and donations because it's not my job. Like, they're nice, they're support. They support me, but I don't have to, like, I don't have any reason to like entice people to do it more, right? Like, they'll do it if they want, and that's it. I don't have to care about sponsorships because it's not my job. Like, I just take sponsorships that look cool, and I'll just not stress about it. I don't have to care about my brand because it's not important to me. Like, a brand is important if you're gonna like really put yourself out there. However, it's not. It's not my goal. Like, my 2024 goal isn't, okay, we're gonna reach like 500 viewers this year. No, my 2024 goal is have fun. That's it, for streaming. and don't die. But I think I'm fine on that part. And same with networking, right? Like I felt like I had to network with others because others were doing it. But then, you know, when I sit back and think about it, it's just I don't like doing it. Like I just do it if it falls into my lap. But like seeking it out, like, you know, like, oh, I'm going to do something with this very big content creator because maybe it'll bring the views on my stream. Like, this is not stuff I care about. Like, so all of these things is kind of the same. It's the same. It's all a symptom of the same thing. It was comparing myself too much to people that either stream as their job or care a lot about the revenue it brings. I don't care about the revenue my stream brings. So that's just like, it was just a wrong, it was a mistake I did in 2023. I kind of like let myself get influenced too much, but without understanding that I did. Like, I did not feel like I was getting influenced. It just happened. It just sort of happened. It's not like I woke up one day and I was like, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna check out all the streamers and copy them. No, it just kind of happened like slowly by itself. So yeah, that was definitely my big mistake of 2023. And in 2024, I will absolutely try to make sure this doesn't happen again. So there's a few more points about Twitch. First of all, and this kind of goes into the looking at other streamers as well. Something I did in 2023 is I started having a streaming schedule, a real one. So I stream every Saturday, every Friday at the same time every day. I honestly, I hate having a streaming schedule. Like, it's probably one of the things I do most. A big reason why I did it, it's just it's good for growth, of course. It kind of goes back to what I was saying about like trying to act more like a real streamer. And it is like the reason it's good for growth is because it's very nice for the viewers, of course. But I just really don't like having a streaming schedule. Because here's the thing, having a schedule makes me feel like it's something I have to do instead of something I do for fun. So like, in a weird way, having a streaming schedule makes me not want to stream the other days, because it's like in my head I'm like, oh, I gotta take it easy for the week, because then the weekend is when I grind, right? It's my grind week, you know, the weekend. It's the weekend where I have to like be at 120% energy, and I'm not a fan of that. I dislike that a lot. So the thing though is, if I don't have a streaming schedule, I become very like all or nothing, right? So like, if I don't have a streaming schedule, I could easily stream 7 days, 10 hours a day for 7 days. Then I could be gone for like 3 weeks. Then I could come back and stream like, I don't know, like do a 40-hour stream and then go back like a week, right? Like I would become very all over the place. And like, for example, you want to know an example? Eureka Orthos. So when Eureka Orthos came out, I streamed 2 weeks for like 16 hours a day, non-stop. That's what I like doing. I like doing that more than just streaming like specific days, exact time every week, because this makes it feel like a job, but it's not my job. So like, well, why make it feel like your job if it's not your job? And so, oh yeah, there's one last thing I want to talk about. This is about the ads, because I talked about the ads earlier on Twitch, and I know this is another thing that's not clear if you're a viewer. So you might be like, I bitch a lot about ads, right, on Twitch, and so you might just be wondering, okay, why don't you just disable all ads? Fair, that's a fair question. The reason for that is you cannot disable ads if you are affiliate or higher. And then you might just be asking, okay, well, just don't have partner anymore, right? Like, you don't care about monetizing your stream. So like, why would you care about having partner? The reason is you lose emotes. Like, if I were to ask Twitch to remove my perks, I would lose emotes. And ads suck, but emotes are really cool. And you know, like, kind of a selfish maybe view, but I would not want to lose my emotes. And also, like, part of me would not want to lose my partner, because it was a pretty honest grind. It's like, I grinded for my partner, sorry, status. it was a good honest grind. I'm proud of being able to reach it. And if I lost it, it sucked. And also I lose the emotes, so that's the reason why. That's the reason why I have to juggle as much as I do. So that's it for the Twitch side. There was a lot to say about Twitch. I hope my points came across clear, and I hope I did not get myself misunderstood. This video was a little rambling, right? It feels good for me to ramble about it because it's not stuff that I thought about with anyone, because that's the thing, right? Like, I have friends, I know, surprising, but my friends don't stream, so even if I talk to them, like, they don't stream and they don't watch streamers either, right? So even if I talk to them about this stuff, they don't really get it. So it's nice to put out it's nice to just have a retrospective for 2023. I'm gonna put it on my YouTube, and then, you know, feels good, let it come out. So anyway, the part you've been waiting for, or the part you instantly went to at the beginning of the video, what will be different going to 2024? So there's a few, I mean, there's a lot of things I want to try and maybe do differently in 2024. But there's a few things I absolutely want to try starting from today in 2024. So these are like, these things, I don't know if I want to do them until I do them. So like, I'll try them, and then maybe after a week, I'll be like, nah, this isn't working. Or maybe actually I'll stay like that the whole year. I don't know until I try it. So there's a few. First of all, on Twitch, this is probably the biggest change to my streaming, is I am removing my streaming schedule entirely. I understand that it's annoying for the viewer, because then you don't know that I'm going to go live every Friday, every Saturday at the same time. However, I have to make this is probably the most important change I have to make for myself, because if I don't do that, I will 100% quit streaming sometime this year. It's just probably when I get a job again, I will just quit streaming, because then in my head I'll be like, man, I don't want to like work 7 days a week. So this has to go. So there will be no more stream schedule starting from now. This means you should expect way more sporadic streams. Like, maybe I'll stream 3 days in a row, then maybe I'll take a 3 weeks a break, and maybe then I'll, you know, like, I don't know, like that's the thing. That's the kind of the point of this challenge, is I can't tell you what the I can't tell you when I'll stream, because I don't even know myself. This is like, this is what I need to do to make the streaming side fun to me. By the way, this includes both time of stream and day of stream. So I will no longer be streaming like only in the mornings, though I like streaming in the mornings, but I won't like make it a requirement anymore for my streams. So this is the first big change. Second big change is I'm going to disable scheduled ads on my stream. This is kind of like a, it's like returning to 2022. This is the way I used to be in 2022. And then in 2023, I tried different things, and now I know for sure that I don't want to do these things. So this means pre-roll will be back. So if you don't know what a pre-roll is, because you just arrived from the beginning of the video, a pre-roll is whenever you click on a Twitch stream, you get an ad. That's a pre-roll. And these go away if you run mid-rolls. And mid-rolls is an ad in the middle of a stream. But I'm going to remove the mid-rolls completely. Because here's the thing. Yes, I make a lot. I don't make a lot, but I make 5 times more money from ads with mid-rolls enabled. But having to worry every stream about a conversation getting cut because there's an ad running, and then I don't know if the person I'm talking to is sub or not, is like a nightmare. It's like a complete nightmare for me as a streamer. And it's just not something, it just goes against my values too much. Like, okay, maybe some people, they don't care. I care a lot. Like, maybe I pretend I don't care. I care a lot about this. I find it very annoying, and you know, basically removing the scheduled ads is gonna lose me maybe it's gonna make my ad revenue go back from 80 and go back, it's gonna go from 80 to about $15. I'm gonna lose maybe $60 of it at my current numbers. $60 is a small price to pay for not having to worry about ads like 30 times per stream. Okay, like it's, well, more like 20 times, but it's not even a question. This change wasn't gonna happen no matter what. I would only re-enable them if Twitch was my job. That's it. Like, I don't see any point outside of that. So like, if Twitch ever was my actual job, yeah, I would put them on. But until it is, there's no point. Like, it's just making you guys suffer for like eating out at the restaurant twice a month, right? There is no point. So this will be going away. And then, and you know, for me, it's like, it's nice for the viewer, it's nice for me too, because then I don't have to worry about like keeping track of the ad thing every single time it's gonna come up. So, and the last thing I'm gonna change in 2024 is like my viewership mindset. So I don't want to like care about the numbers anymore. This is mostly related to sponsorships. So I don't want to like, because sometimes I want to stream a game, right? And I'm like, oh, but if I stream this game, my numbers will plummet, which I'm fine with. But then I know if the numbers plummet, then like all my ongoing sponsorship offers will like pull out. And then it makes everything complicated. And then, you know, I know I'll get less sponsorships. But then, you know, when I sit back and I think about it, I don't really care about monetizing. So there's no point worrying about sponsorship. This is the thing. This is what I meant when I say that I kind of try putting on the shoes of a streamer who's like, it's his job, but it's not my job, right? Like, this is something you care about if it's your entire revenue, but for me, it doesn't matter. So I will not care about my viewer numbers anymore in 2024. If they go up, they go up. If they go down, they go down. And then sponsorships, if they're good, and you know, I can get them now, I'll get them. If it takes too much effort, or like they care about my numbers too much, and then, you know, there's a back and forth, then I'll just decline and that'll be it. This means, by the way, this whole thing basically means that there'll be a lot more streaming of other games, and it also means there'll be less Deep Dungeon, because then I can actually do Deep Dungeon when I feel like it. I don't have to do Deep Dungeon because I don't have to do Deep Dungeon because like a specific sponsorship like contacted me last week, and then I know that I have to like bring up my numbers, because if I don't, they'll pull out, right? Like there'll be no more of that. It's too much effort to worry about it. I don't want to deal with that anymore. So yes, they'll be streaming. I'll be streaming other games more for my own enjoyment, because what I like about streaming is just streaming games. Like basically going to 2024, like the big thing is I want to go back to what I enjoy about streaming, and for me that is streaming a game and having people watch me stream a game, chatting with my chat. That's it. That's what I like about streaming. And the thing is that in 2023, I had too much things that had nothing to do with streaming on my Twitch. Like, you know, like managing ads, managing like sponsorships, managing like anything that I'm doing on Twitch that is not streaming the game. I hate doing that. So that's why I'm going to be cutting a lot in 2024. So I kind of went over the Twitch changes in 2024. And for YouTube, there'll be only one thing different in 2023, because I was actually pretty happy with my YouTube. I've grown to like a lot of what I do on YouTube. I just like doing YouTube. I like recording videos. I like making thumbnails. I just like it. It's a nice experience. So the only thing I'm gonna do different in YouTube is so I did a split where I remove all my non-Deep Dungeon content in 2023 and I put it on a different channel. I will revert that, and I will just put all my gaming content on the same channel. This one you're watching this video on. Don't worry, I will split everything in playlists. So there'll be like a Deep Dungeon playlist, there'll be like a game playlist. This includes VODs, shorts, clips, guides, etc. Yeah, so like, because the way I see it is, if people like, because initially I did this because I thought it'd be good for the algorithm, and it probably is. But then, you know, when I think about it, like if someone wants to watch one of my guides, they're gonna type Fin Guide. If someone wants a POTD guide, they'll type POTD guide. They'll still see my guides pop up, or like my VODs. Like if they watch, if they type Bard POV, they'll still get the Bard POV. They don't even have to care what's on the channel. So like for this reason, I don't see any reason to split my content. It like, maybe it's gonna harm the growth, but like I said, growth is not it's not my goal in 2024. It is not. So it'll be way easier for me to manage if I just have everything in the same place. So yes, this was my retrospective in 2023 and what will be different in 2024. I hope I could provide some insight in what I'm thinking. And yeah, I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from, and I will see you next time. Have a good one.